Hey, mama, not every day is the same. Not every day you wake up with the same energy, mental strength, even physical strength. So, how do I motivate myself on hard and slow days as a busy Nigerian Muslim mom? Like to keep going with my long term goals, with my short term goals, with my daily goals. How do I keep showing up for myself? How do I keep going? And that's what I'm going to discuss in this episode. One is that I revisit my goals. I go back to my goals. If you don't write your goals down, mama, this is where you might flop because you depend on your brain. And that brain that you're depending on is taking care of kids, taking care of the home, planning your day, planning your children's day, helping your husband to think about where he kept the things that he cannot find, all of those things. So you cannot put your goals, the one that you hold in high priority, you cannot put them in that same brain all the time and expect your brain to, follow up, to do the due diligence. No, mama. Write down your goals. Writing down your goals helps you to, achieve it more. Why? Because on days like this, you'll be able to revisit your goals. You'll be able to see where you wrote what to do, why to do it, when to do it, and how to do it. So that when I go to revisit my goals, it excites me, to see that, oh, then I'm close. You get, because I'm close. I'll look at it and I'm like, alhamdulillah, then I'm close. Then number two is I also recall my why. Why am I doing that? To reach more moms. Because I know that if I sit in the corner of one particular place, I might not reach more moms. I might chase things that I'm not supposed to chase. I might get lost in the middle of the noise. But if I pull that down, if I share the video and I say something, if I write it down and I say something that some moms can, later see or later come by, it's not lost. Then also for my personal, would I say documentation? It's not documentation, but because I want to make an impact on other moms, and I also want to do this for myself. So this is, I recall my why. So why am I doing what I'm doing? Even if it is spiritual goals, like I'm learning on Zad Academy. If I did not take those classes and I'm like, well, this class is every day, Latsunshe class, exams are coming, I don't even have time to read for exam. If I do not have why I started that class in the first place, if it is just for trend or for the fact that I found it free, I might not be able to, pull through and then come out at the other side. But if I remember why I'm doing this for my own benefit of this in this dunya and hereafter, and all other, reasons, we all have different whys. You don't have to have a particular why that I have to the same thing that we are doing. No. Also, my personal goals. Why do I want to lose weight? No, I'm not losing weight actually, mama. But why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to make more money? Why do I want to do all of those? Then what about parenting goals? Yes, I am an intentional mom. I do things with consciousness and I think about it. If you watch my first video on, I think either Meet Me or why I started a YouTube channel, one of the two, you'd realize that I am not just doing this for maybe any other thing. I want to make an impact. I also want to trace how I was parented with how I want to parent my kids. And I want to correct anything that has to be generational in it so that I don't pass the same thing that has been passed on to me onto my kids. So when I recall my why, it motivates me to keep going no matter the hurdle. Then number three is that I use encouraging words for myself. I don't tell myself I'm a failure. No, I really don't have that inner dialogue. I really don't have that negative inner dialogue. I have a positive inner dialogue to a very good extent. I talk to myself positively. Well, I can be very funny. I'm a very silly person. I'm a very playful person. So, but then honestly, I talk to myself with positivity. Like sometimes I'll tell myself I didn't come this far to come and give up. I better cry and continue. Something like that. I'll rest. I'll take a pause, but I will not quit. Because I've revisited my why. I've checked my goals. I've seen how far I have come. If you When I got stuck and I started um finding what to do, how to align myself with my motherhood goals, how to align myself with my new identity, and all of that. now that I am, I'm beginning to live whatever it is that I am thinking, if I get stuck, and of course, challenges will come. If I find, if a challenge sits in front of me and feels like it's not moving away, of course I'll pray about it, but then I would revisit my goal. I'll ask myself my why. Why do I want to get past this? So I tell myself good things. I tell myself positive things. Then I look to maybe good words. I'm the type that believe in encouragement. I believe that when you encourage me, when you motivate me, I'll do better. So rather than just thinking I'll start when I feel like, or I'll do it when I feel like, then I wouldn't get anything done. In fact, if we as mothers, if we get up from the bed when we only feel like, mama, when are you going to wake up today? And this also makes me look at, successful people. I read from them, I look at them, I hear their success stories. Would I say success stories, including the challenges that they faced, how they came by, and all of those, because nobody had it on a platter of gold. So when I read this and I hear from them, or I just tell somebody to tell me, how did you come about this? And they're like, it wasn't easy. Whoa, I did this and failed. I did that and failed. I did this and failed. But today, alhamdulillah. So I'm like, wow, then there is no, I'm not new in this game of trying to, get to the other side as well. It was like when I talked to a mom, I can remember I talked to one of a big sister mom, like a big aunt, a Dugbo auntie like that. So I said, because, to do things as a stay-at-home mom, I was looking for what to do. I couldn't sell physical products. I couldn't do all of those because of location, logistics, blah, 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 blah. I was sure trying my best. If I think about this one, I'll find something that might either be a big issue with it. So I asked her. Now she has her kids in the university and she's doing very well. In fact, when I asked her, let me tell you what she told me. She said that she was selling Kono and Zobo. I was like, Kono and Zobo in the area, like for people in her environment. Of course, it's upgraded Kono or something. But then Kono and Zobo in during our own days, and I'm sure our own days will be maybe in the early 2000s, because for our kids to be in the university now, maybe early year 2000s or mid year 2000s. So when I heard that, I just, it brought this calmness to me, because I'm the type that push myself. I push myself very much. I put myself so hard, as if you think, kilo day is there anything else to it? So I had this calmness, and then I began to think differently. That, okay, let me take it easy on myself. But then when I remember any other thing, like, it's like you're lagging, I fire down again. I be fire on. And finally, number 4 is I pray about it. I supplicate to Allah. I ground myself in adhkar. I remember, we have there's this thing flying around. And it is Rabbi inni lima anzalta ilayya min khairin fakidat. Oh Allah, I'm in need of every good that you want to send unto me today. Like, I'm your servant, I'm begging you, I'm pleading, I'm in need of every single thing. Like, mi ò ní nǹkan kan, ṣáà ti fún mi ni. Like, mo tọrọ ni, mo ń bẹ̀bẹ̀, mo ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ni Ọlọ́run. So I'm like that. I go into supplication, I go into dua. We have different ways that we do dua. Some of us, we can recite the Quran, we can make tahajjud, some fast, some do azkar, like remembrance of Allah, and all of those, and then we supplicate. But most times I remember Allah more, and I remember verses of the Quran that says that I am to my slave as he thinks of me. So I think that Allah um, will not waste my efforts. So that keeps me thinking better of Allah, that yes, if I keep at it, and of course, seeing the fact that Allah does not waste my efforts is the fact that I'm still able to even push through. It's part of blessings. It's part of the fact that I can see that I'm not stuck, or that I can see that even where I'm being stuck, I am still finding light, or I'm still finding ways to move through my tunnel. So I'm able to, reflect in the mercy of Allah, reflect in the trust in Allah, believe that Allah would not let my effort go to waste, or believe that Allah would definitely answer my dua. That also reminds me of this hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that says, he said a man came to ask him, the man said, should I tie my camel and trust in Allah, or leave my camel and trust in Allah? And the Prophet advised him and said, tie your camel and trust in Allah. So then, this is me tying my camel, and this is what I keep telling myself, this is me tying my camel. I put the input, I see the output, and I leave the outcome to Allah. Like whatever comes out of it, I leave it to Allah. So I'm just doing my part. So, and alhamdulillah, it's been higher. Yes, challenges are there. Of course, Allah will test us. The Quran even says that, would you say you believe and will not test you? So, I mean, when I say we believe, it's in different ways. Different ways, the long lead your senior, so that Allah can show up to you. So I believe that Allah would not let my effort go to waste, and I believe that I'll come out at the other side. And I always believe that even if I'm nothing yet, like even if I'm not up to what I want to be yet, like I can be a whole lot later. And it's in the mercy of my Rab. It's a Yoruba says ojo orun toyefo life farakora. So it doesn't stop anybody's shine. Alhamdulillah. So with this, I've come to the end of today's episode, Mama, and I hope that you've picked something, and I hope that it it helps you too. But that's how I motivate myself on slow and hard days, on the days that I'm barely pulling through, on the days that I'm overwhelmed with motherhood, with wife, I'm just generally tired. So alhamdulillah. I'll leave the resources and the videos I mentioned during this video. I'll leave it in the description so you can check them out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.